my big list of stuff, and I focused only on the material that links directly to my main work mission for the week, the Be Happy workshop. So instead of having all this stuff in my head for the Be Happy, the mission for the week, it's just these items here. I mean, as you can see, this is a much easier list to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items. Now, having to remember 8 items is a much easier thing to do than having to hold all the stuff in my head. So what I want to do is take the items on this list and see which of them can be put together. So for example, if I look at the 20% voucher and I think to myself, okay, yeah, that's something I need to do on Photoshop. And I go through the list and I see make Be Happy workout handout. Well, that's something that I need to do on the word processor. So that's computer programming stuff. So I'll take those two out. So 20% voucher, and cross that one off. Make Be Happy workshop. Be Happy workshop handout. So let's get rid of that one. So any more? No. Okay, so then I look at things like contact all attendees. Okay, well that's something that needs to be done by email, by letter. So they're communication things. So I think, okay, contact all attendees. If you can hear any whooping and screeching in the background, Ollie's got a load of Lego kits for Christmas, and he's just very happily building them. So contact all attendees, I can get rid of that one. Give a link to how Qigong works, that's something else I need to communicate. Contact all attendees. Wow, I've got that one twice, so already I've saved my workload. I don't even have to worry about that at all. And get my train tickets. Okay, so that's stuff that I'm going to link in. Get train tickets. So I can group these together. What have I got? Okay, so I also need to, right, I've got one here. I need to contact everybody who's interested in attending the Be Happy workshop and who lives in London, that there are only 7 spaces left. So only 7 spaces left. So that's an email, a letter, so it's communication stuff that I'm going to group here. So I can get rid of that one. So the only one I've got left is to rehearse the material that I'm planning to present on the Be Happy workshop. So that's a separate item. So I've taken these separate things and I've chunked them together into 3 chunks. So when I decide that I'm going to sit down and do the voucher and make the Be Happy workshop handout, I can just focus exclusively on these things. My mind won't be shattered thinking about other things. My focus won't be diluted or disturbed by things that aren't relevant. When I'm doing this voucher, I can focus all of my attention on doing the voucher. Same as when I'm rehearsing later on, I set some time aside to rehearse the Be Happy workshop material. I can focus exclusively on that. Okay, so let's see what happens next. Okay, so that's it for this step. I'll give you the next step in a second. Now obviously if I go back to my original list, what I can do is, I can look at other work things. So I can make a list of everything to do with summer camp. So there's one there, lion dance, accommodation, and I can separate all those things out into their own category, their own list, and I can group those chunks together. If I go through my home list, I can look at, let's say things to do with Louis. Well, teaching Louis to walk and getting him some insurance, they're 2 things. I can group those together. I can pull everything to do with Louis out and make it its own category. Sell my old car, clean the new car, get car mats. These are things that are all linked together. So instead of having this big massive jumble of things to do, we started off with this, and then we narrowed it down into categories, and then we took those categories, we decided what the main mission for the week was, and we took it down to, where is it? Oh man. Okay, so we took it down to this, and then we narrowed it down into chunks. And you can do that with everything on your list, in the work group, the home group, and obviously in my fun group. Well, that's not difficult to do. But can you see how doing this process has taken a list of 60 plus things and really narrowed it down? You see, you can chunk the rest of your list together as well. You know, remember, just take particular groups of things to do and group them together. So what I'll do in a minute is I'll lay it down step by step, so that if you want to do this for yourself, and you know, this really, if you've got a lot of stuff in your head, I guarantee that doing this process will help you to, when you go to do your practice, your brain just won't be chewing all this stuff over, because you've taken care of it. And I'll just get, okay, I just need to get another piece of paper, so I'll stop the tape for a minute. Okay, so what I did was I took all the other stuff that was on, you know, my work list, and I grouped it together. So I've got, you know, Scholar Warrior video newsletter stuff, you know, actually doing it, maybe doing an interview with Sifu, notifying the competition winner. Congratulations, Philip, by the way. Research costs of actually taking this from being a video online thing to being a physical thing. You know, I took, okay, the various courses coming up in January. Make a total health site, launch Total Health, find a Total Health venue, get a Total Health copy to Jordan. You know, these things are now, they're all linked together, you know. So this is much easier to deal with and to work with than my original, you know, than this. Okay, so do it. You know, please do it. If you want to free up your mind and as a result improve your practice, if you're someone who has a lot of work stuff that plays on their mind whilst trying to do your practice, do this. Okay, I can't, there's nothing else I can say. Just please do it. So these are the steps that you work through. Number one, you make a big list. A list of everything you've got to do. If you can think about it, just get it down on the sheet of paper. Everything you've got to do. Things to do list. Just write every single one of them down. When you've made your list, work through it. And remember, we used 3 categories of work, home, and fun. You can use any 3. You can use any categories you like. Fewer is better. And so we used work, home, and fun. We went through our big list and separated out, is this a work, is it a home, or is it a fun thing to do? And we made 3 separate lists. The next step was to decide on our major mission for the week, or it might be for the fortnight, or it might be for the month, whatever works best for you. So my major mission was Be Happy workshop. So when you've decided what your major mission is for the time chunk that you're working on, you then go back through your list. So mine was a work aspect, and you work through the work list and filter out all things that relate to major mission and make them a list. And then you go through that much smaller list and chunk relevant bits together. Chunk together.